Welcome to the audiovisual program, Classified Collective Bargaining Agreement 2023 through 2026, between the Greater Albany Public School District 8J and Greater Albany Association of Classified Employees. This is Article 2, District Rights. 2.1. It is recognized that the Board has and will continue to retain the rights and responsibilities to operate and manage the school system and its program, facilities, properties, and activities of its employees, except as limited by this agreement and applicable state law. 2.2. Without limitation but by way of illustration, the exclusive prerogatives, functions, and rights of the district shall include the following. A. To determine the services to be rendered to the citizens of the district. B. To determine and to follow the district's financial, budgetary, and accounting procedures. C. To direct and supervise all operations, functions, and policies of all departments. D. To close or liquidate any office, operation, or facility or combination of facilities, or to relocate, reorganize, or combine the work of divisions, offices, operation, or facilities for budgetary or other reasons. E. To manage and direct the workforce, including but not limited to the right to determine the methods, processes, and manner of performing work, the right to hire, promote, transfer, evaluate, and release or retain employees, the right to lay off, the right to abolish positions or reorganize departments, the right to determine schedules of work, the right to purchase, dispose of, and assign equipment or supplies. F. To determine the need for a reduction or an increase in the workforce and the implementation of any decision with regard thereto. G. To establish, revise, and implement standards for hiring, classification, promotion, quality of work, safety, materials, and equipment. H. To implement new and to revise or discard, wholly or in part, old methods, procedures, materials, equipment, facilities, and standards. I. To assign shifts, workdays, hours of work, and work locations. J. To assign and designate all work duties. K. To introduce new duties within the unit. L. To determine the need for and the qualifications of new employees, transfers, and promotions. M. To discipline, suspend, demote, or discharge an employee in accordance with the discipline and dismissal article of this agreement. 2.3. Drug testing for bus drivers. A. Persons employed as bus drivers in the district are subject to reasonable suspicion, random and post-accident testing in a manner that is consistent with 49 U.S.C. 2717, known as the Omnibus Employee Testing Act of 1991. B. The district will adhere to the regulations and requirements of 49 U.S.C. 2717C, requiring the identification and notification of opportunities for treatment and rehabilitation of operators of buses who have used alcohol or drugs in violation of federal or state law or regulation. C. Procedures for alcohol or drug testing under this clause article shall be consistent with 49 U.S.C. 2717D, requiring, to the maximum extent possible, the protection of individual privacy. In addition, the district will use only laboratories that adhere to and incorporate the testing procedures adopted by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. D. If reasonable suspicion, random or post-accident drug or alcohol testing by the district is not consistent with 49 U.S.C. 2717 or federal regulations governing the testing or the procedures for testing, then the results of the testing cannot be used as a basis for discipline or dismissal of an employee. E. The compliance with all federal and state requirements for alcohol and or drug testing under the Omnibus Employee Testing Act of 1991 shall be at no cost to the employee. All employees shall also receive additional hourly wages for any time outside the regular workday needed to conduct any requirements.